often said here on the show that our late and wonderful monarch, Her Majesty the Queen, had seen so much, lived so much, and more importantly, knew so much. I often saw the wry smile, on those particularly public walkabouts, that she just knew people, knew the true, genuine people, the people that were suffering, the people that obviously were very delighted to meet her, but were very nervous. She knew exactly how to put that person at ease, make them feel like they were the only person literally there looking and speaking to her. And more importantly, had a good semblance of exactly the sort of character, very quickly ascertaining what that person was fully about. Make no mistake, Her Majesty the Queen truly knew Meghan Markle. Let me explain. Hi, good morning. How are you? Nice to see you today, as ever. Thank you so much for joining me. It's a lot of being said, hasn't it, particularly in that new tawdry gossip book all about the relationship between Meghan and the British monarchy. And I don't know about you, as I said to you before, you can find all of that rubbish online. It's nothing new. Again, one might suggest, well, they had a connection to Harry and Meghan. Well, big deal. But we kind of know their story. It's a whinge fest, isn't it? But you see, Her Majesty the Queen had something far bigger. Never at any point did Her Majesty the Queen totally take in the backstory of Meghan Markle. We told you before she was incredibly suspicious about the fact that her father suddenly, mysteriously, could not walk her down the aisle, even though Her Majesty had offered a private plane to go and bring, literally, Thomas Markle over to the United Kingdom. Personal physicians from the royal doctors, everything. She threw literally everything at Meghan to make sure that this, allegedly her dream day, could go off without a hitch. Meghan wasn't having it. But you see, of course, Her Majesty the Queen had someone very much inside the royal fold who literally told every single thing that she needed to know about exactly what was going on in the bigger, more demanding, and some might suggest, allegedly, bullying court of Harry and Meghan. You see, when those bullying claims came out, that was the most damaging thing that Her Majesty had to deal with in a long time, particularly in this particular climate. And it was rather cruel, to say the least, because obviously they'd had nothing like that before, ever, within royal households. Yes, they'd had fallouts and, diva fits between sort of shall we say, high-flighty, courtiers and stuff like that, but nothing of this level. This was the stuff that Meghan and Harry were now bringing to the Queen in her final years. But you see, Her Majesty the Queen had Angela Kelly, a devoted person, literally one of her best friends, and more importantly, had the ear of literally everything that was going off. And you see, the problem for Meghan was she didn't really know exactly certain areas of Kensington Palace and indeed other areas of royal residences where you could be heard speaking openly on your phone. Now, I'm not suggesting for one moment that Angela Kelly was eavesdropping, but as a very good source pointed out to me, you could not help be part of the fact that this was a mega circus that was going on. Make no mistake, it's been passed to me that, of course, Her Majesty the Queen knew all about Megxit long before their dramatic Instagram post and their big revelation that they were leaving. Of course, she tried to talk Harry out of it, and of course, she tried her very best to reason with Meghan, but apparently she simply wasn't having it. So this fallacy that they were the best of chums and they tried their best, re-look at the pictures and re-look at the footage of Her Majesty on the train with Meghan Markle. It's a masterclass in extracting exactly what you need to know about an individual's character, and more importantly, how you're going to deal with it. Now, while a lot of people are against Angela Kelly and say some negative things, I would suggest that Her Majesty was very fortunate to have such a strong, welcoming and supportive ally, particularly in those final years after the demise and sad death of His Royal Highness Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. As ever, I'd love to know what you think to this particular story in the comments below. Neil Shawn in the very heart of London.